Hello, everyone. My name is Rebecca Morton. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the Director of Artist and Studio Programs here at Baltimore Clayworks, and we are thrilled that you all have joined us. I would like to acknowledge that I'm joining from my office located on Piscataway and Susquehannock land, currently known as Baltimore, Maryland. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our virtual Nyberg talk given today by Yoshi Fujii. Yoshi received the Mary E. Nyberg Grant this year and used the funds to help support his travel to Japan. The Mary E. Nyberg Fund for Artist Development is an endowment fund begun in 2007 by friends and family of Mary Nyberg. Mary was a respected potter nationally, a crafts advocate, a board member of Haystack Mountain School of Crafts, a lifelong supporter of Baltimore Clayworks, where she was at one time a resident artist. Following Mary's death in April 2006, a fund was created in her honor to award a stipend each year to allow a period of devoted study that would deepen an artist's work in clay and also strengthen the Baltimore Clayworks community. The stipend awarded to one artist annually helps support travel, study, and/or work in a community outside of Baltimore. Once completed, the artist is required to conduct a presentation or workshop to share their experience with the Baltimore Clayworks community. For more information about our artist talks, please visit our virtual library at baltimoreclayworks.org. And tune in for our next artist talk on Tuesday, August 26th with Lars Westby from 12:30 to 1:30. Lars will be teaching a workshop here on November 8th and 9th. Limited spots remain, so if you're interested, be sure to sign up soon. I will now turn it over to Yoshi.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm glad that you guys joined us today. I didn't expect to see this many people. So I hope you enjoy a little presentation about the trip. I know some of you guys might be thinking that I am going to talk about my own work, but for this time, I am only talking about the trip that I made in April, thanks to the Nyberg Fund. So I think everybody knows about my position here at the Baltimore Clayworks as director of exhibition in a shop. But this trip was about my artistic growth. So let me just go ahead and I know Rebecca just mentioned about this fund, but I just wanted to repeat a little bit. This Mary E. Nyberg Fund for Artist Development started in 2007, and to encourage the artists to go out and connect with the community outside of Baltimore Clayworks. I think the reason why I came to Baltimore is to make connection, and I thought this fund is definitely reflect our mission of Clayworks, as well as my personal belief of like why I work with clay. I received the same fund in 2010 when I went to Taiwan for 8 weeks residency. We have a great connection with university in Taiwan, Tainan National University for the Arts. And I used this Nyberg Fund 15 years ago already to make the connection with the students and the people out there. So for this time, 2025, I got connected to the artist in California, Sherry O'Connor, and she is a retired professor. Then she has been organizing this trip to Japan twice a year. Then she's been asking me to join this trip for a while. Then, as you guys know, I always been busy with my work at the Clayworks as well as I'm teaching. You know, usually I teach 4 to 5 classes, and also I have to make my own work for different shows and art fairs and everything. But I decided last year that this time, this spring, I would join this trip, go back to my own home country of Japan to see the current trend and also work with artists through the workshop. So my trip was from April 4th through 20th. I visited in Tokyo and Kanagawa, which is the central location, and moved down to the Midwest of Kyoto. City of Kyoto was our home base for a week. But we also made a trip to Hyogo, Shiga, Nara, and Osaka. Those are the places that we visited. So first, we spent 2 days, 2.5 days in Hakone and Odawara. Hakone is known for the like a little resort area for with hot spring. So it was a nice accommodation for a couple of days. But in Odawara, Odawara is maybe 1 hour or so southwest of Tokyo, right by the ocean and led by Masaki Matsumoto. All the participants of this tour had an opportunity to take workshop. So it was just random little location. It usually used at like a music venue, but it was a nice open space and they turned it into a little clay studio. I think the picture on the right, and also in the middle, he is Masaki Sensei, and he actually spent some time in US also, but he makes some sculptural vessels, which was quite interesting. So he led a 2 day workshop, teaching us how mainly like aesthetics, I guess, but day one, he shared different type of clay, local clay from Japan, and we kind of pinch it or we used the potter's wheel. We created some random stuff. And the second day, we get to use his plates, and we get to do the decoration on the surface with the cobalt wash. So I think you can see on the picture on the left, those plates are decorated by all the tour participants. And mine is like on the right top corner, and the middle is after it's fired. I'm not really good at, I mean, as you guys know, I do the carving, but I'm not really good at drawing. But I try to collect some patterns from the few days that I was in Japan. So the patterns that I already use in my own studio in US and also additional little patterns that I collected. Then I try to capture those on this little tiny plate. And another highlight was him showing us how to create the sushi. So some of you guys know that I don't belong to kitchen, but I get to do some sushi making workshop as well. It was quite entertaining 2 days while I was in Urawa and Hakone. And moving on to the south, like a mid-south of Japan, Kyoto and Nara are the ancient capital. Back in like what, 1,000 years ago, um, it was the capital of Japan. And I have been to Kyoto once, but I did not really get to see those touristy places. It's like me living in Baltimore and somebody's coming to California and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to US. Let's meet up." I'm like, no, California and Baltimore is so far apart. So I am from city of Fukuoka. I grew up, and after I finished high school, I moved to US. As a teenager, I did not really get to travel so much in Japan, but this was a great opportunity to visit those important architecture or temples or places that I only knew from textbook or TV or magazine. So the picture in the middle is Gold Pavilion, like one of the famous structure in Japan, and to the left is a Silver Pavilion. And the one on the right is the Kiyomizu Temple, which is on the hill, and it's just it was a wonderful view. I always knew about those places, but this was an opportunity to revisit my heritage. And also Nara. I think everybody have heard the deer park with full of deer. I get to see and experience, say hi to those hundreds of deers in the park. And also Nara is famous for the largest, is it largest or second? Largest Buddha statue. So again, it was nice to be able to see some of those places. But touring those tourist attraction is not the main thing. My main purpose for this trip was to visit some kiln site and visit the artist workshops. Tamba is located in the west of Osaka. Tamba is kind of known for not really having the clear characteristics of the pottery. I don't know if it's really true, but I was told that the potters in Tamba always change the style of the work that they create to keep up with the trend and popular, like whatever they need to accommodate. So it was nice to see the Anagama Kiln in action and also visit generations of potters still working in this little village. I think like really it look disorganized those artist studios are, but they know exactly where everything is. And they spend, day and night just working quietly in the studio. It was nice to be able to see actual artists like working. And also, I went to Shigaraki. Shigaraki located in Shiga Prefecture, famous for the large Biwa Lake, largest lake in Japan. Shigaraki area is known for kind of rustic clay, and also known for the drunk raccoon statues, the ones that you see on the right. If you go to like a restaurant type of like a folk restaurant or drinkery type of place, you may see those little raccoon as welcoming display. And again, just like Tamba or some other kiln sites, they are using anagama or noborigama, I should say, and triple the like so many chambers is attached to it, and they usually spend 7 days, usually working the artist by himself or his wife being assistant. There are some artists who has like their younger sons helping them, but usually the artists themselves are in charge of how the firing works. There are some additional images from Tokyo and some other locations. So if you are going to Japan, I recommend to go. And like pretty much any seasons, any month is wonderful. But the month of April was just perfect. So the cherry blossoms are everywhere. And I also got to see some azaleas or some other beautiful flowers. I get to experience the spring really well. Um, let's see. So what I was trying to do is just like when I did 15 years ago when I went to Taiwan, I wanted to collect some of those patterns that I can use in my own studio from the everyday life. So the first train that right after I arrived at the airport, I decided to take a train out to the city. Then when I sat down on the train seat, I hope you can kind of see on the picture on the left, but the seat cover had this wave pattern that I use on my own work. If I look at the architecture like temples or just the one in the middle is the entrance to the restaurant. There are so many different materials, so many patterns, so many like a great graceful decoration that I saw. Um, in the picture on the right bottom corner, just the random house have this beautiful like wabi-sabi type of display. Everyday life is just so quiet and elegant, and I really appreciated it. As a gallery director, I also look at how the galleries in the shops display the clay objects. I thought the one on the left bottom, the bunch of cups on this cubbies are fun. And also some of the famous pottery galleries. And the artists themselves had a little showroom next to their studio space or their living quarter. The house, like the first floor, was turning into a little shop so we can visit. And sometimes most of the time, we enjoy the conversation with the artists. Those artists treat us with a little the matcha tea and the snacks too. It was a nice experience to visit the artists and understand what the lifestyle of the artist, and hopefully we can take at least one or two of their work back with us. So additional display. I was just so impressed with like the one on the bottom left, large wooden table and a little short cup is just lined up in the middle. I never thought of displaying cups in such way. Or in the showroom, there is a nice, beautiful vase, and with the arrangement by the window, or large sculpture was in the garden. And if you open up this Shoji screen, the screen, and you can see the artwork living in that natural environment and growing together over time. I thought all the presentation was quite unique and interesting. Another important thing was to eat food as much as I could. If it's not three times a day, I was trying to like go and grab some snack from the convenience store or go into the restaurant and eat different type of food. And the presentation was quite amazing. I think as a culture, we use small little dishes, and we'll have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Some restaurants alternate those dishes according to the seasons or what kind of food that they prepare. The food is quite seasonal too. So especially the one in the middle, they have like maybe 10 different little tiny food, serving of the food in different arrangement. And regular like drinking places, like the two places on the bottom, have a beautiful handmade. I mean, of course, somewhat mass produced, but still, it's very the place that they use is quite different from what we do in US. The presentation is quite remarkable, I thought. It was nice to be able to again revisit. The sweets that I really appreciate. Yoshi's smiling on the bottom corner. But again, April was the time of the cherry blossoms. So when we went to this Raku Museum and we did the matcha tea tasting, they also served this little snack. Well, a snack as in like a little pastry. Um, then of course that pastry itself was the cherry blossom also to experience the spring. And matcha was everywhere. I don't think I want to taste that green powder for a little while, but it was wonderful to see. Not only those seasonal snacks, but the tea and some other stable stuff are well used to entertain not only the Japanese, but especially the foreign visitors. So I had to buy a lot of stuff. And of course, some of you guys know I had to buy clothes and shoes, of course, right? But the main thing that I did was to collect some ceramic object for my classes. So I tried to purchase at least one piece from all the artists that I visited. And I think you can see that little drunk raccoon statue and the cat with the famous Manekineko cat that I purchased, and also some little vessels that I thought I can use in my classrooms. And the one in the middle is actually an incense. It's made out of fabric, but the incense is inside, so it will just release some good present aroma. And I thought to mimic this tea suite, I thought it would be nice little object prop for my own artwork. The tatami mat, tatami coasters on the right. I have few. I purchased some from previous trip, but again, those props will be helpful for my display in the various art fairs and such. And of course, I have to buy some books. Books I did not take pictures of, but I was successfully purchased some objects and the resources that I can use in my own classroom. And as I as I go to my home, I have to visit my family and friends too. So my mom, my dad, and my older sister is in the middle. And the middle top, I had a little reunion with my family and my sister's family member. My two of my nephews, the last time that I met with them was 11 years ago. They're all grown and they can drink now. It was it was nice to be able to see them being a young man. It was wonderful dinner. It was only just one evening, but it was wonderful to be able to spend some time with my own family and my cousin on the left and his wife, and also my college friends from Mississippi. Those are the friends that I went to school in Mississippi. They all went back to Japan and they work now. But whenever I go back, it's wonderful to reconnect with them. So, it was not that, I mean, it's trip to Japan is definitely far, but I thought it was not as far. So I'm looking forward to making another trip, trying to learn more about my own heritage and trying to grow even more. I always try to stay away from like Yoshi being a Japanese father, but the older that I get, that's something that I cannot hide from. So I think it is important for me to embrace it and try to continue to challenge myself in my own studio and make a better work. So I like to thank Sherry for organizing this trip, and Masaki Sensei for leading a workshop, and Seita-san and Yoriko-san was the tour guide and the interpreter during the trip. And as me from Japan, I get to kind of pretend that I was helping them and being a translator. So I really appreciate, like, God, the translation is so hard, but they are doing it professionally. We all had a good time, thanks to those guys. And we had 15 participants in the trip. You can see them in our yukata in the picture. And of course, I would like to thank the Nyberg Fund committee member for giving me the opportunity to make this wonderful trip. And if you are interested in supporting this wonderful fund, please send some donation. It helps the Baltimore Clayworks artists to grow more. So again, thank you so much.